Hi, my name is Danica, and today I have my August wrap-up. So I only read 5 books last month, and I don't have a lot to say about each of them, so this will probably be a short video. The first book I read was Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and I know everyone has an opinion on this. My personal opinion was pretty much around the meh point. I would have liked to see it as a play because I think with all the visual effects you could get really swept up in it. I felt like the time travel and other aspects of the plot just felt cheap. They didn't feel real to me. I liked Scorpius, but I wasn't invested in any of the other characters. And there was a point where I had to put it down because of what they did to the character of Cedric Diggory. It's just wrong. It wouldn't have happened. I do not support it. I ended up giving this book a 2 stars on Goodreads, and I brought it back into work to trade it in the next day, which my boss thinks was the first used copy in existence because I just brought it back the next morning. It's not one I would keep alongside my other Harry Potter books. It just doesn't feel like a needed addition to the story. After that, I read You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Levithan, and I really enjoyed this one. It's told from 2 perspectives. It's about a gay guy and a lesbian in high school who kind of bump into each other at Pride, and that's when they realize each other are gay. They become really important to each other in this pivotal point in their life. This is what I would call a cotton candy book. It's very sweet and comforting, and I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know if I would reread it necessarily, but I'm really glad that it's out there because it's well written, it's happy, and it just has a lot of hope to it. I also really enjoyed reading a book that's about queer friendships. You don't see that a lot in books, unfortunately, and it's such an important part of the queer experience for me. I also read Sekhma by Nell Havas. This was a book that I was sent for review at the Library. This is a companion book to The Apprentice Queen, and I liked The Apprentice Queen a little bit more, but I was still into the Egyptian court politics of this and looking a little bit more at the character of Sekhma from The Apprentice Queen, who is this really cold, kind of terrifying queen, but is also really good at being queen and really good at being a leader. And it was interesting to look at the idea of what makes a good leader and whether they have to be a kind person or whether someone can be kind of a monster and still be the best choice to be a leader. So that was really interesting. I also read the first volume of Order of the Stick, which is Dungeon Crawling Fools. This was a webcomic originally. It's done in stick figures and there's lots of Dungeons and Dragons jokes in there. I read Order of the Stick as a webcomic years ago, way before I actually played D&D. So I've been feeling lately like I want to revisit it, and I did, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything super memorable, but it was fun. I really liked all the D&D references. I really have to start playing again because I definitely enjoy that game. And lastly, I read As I Descended by Robin Talley. This is a lesbian young adult retelling of Macbeth, and that's just a great elevator pitch. Like, if you think that sounds good, definitely pick it up. I really enjoyed the sort of broody beginning of the story. It has a Southern Gothic feel to it. It ended up going much more dark and violent than I was expecting, which I should have known because it's a Macbeth retelling, but it went more into the horror side than I thought it would. This is still definitely one that I would recommend if that sounds good to you. Do expect some blood and violence. Those are all the books that I read in August. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them, and if you have your own wrap-up, feel free to link it down below and I'll definitely check it out. And thank you for watching. Bye!